The Maha is one of Sri Lanka's major rivers and flows west into the Indian Ocean, about 40 kilometers north of Colombo. Its important ecosystems include estuaries and coastal wetlands and support a large population engaged in fishing, agriculture and construction activities. Within the last decade, the removal of sand and clay from local rivers due to a booming construction industry has had far-reaching environmental impacts. The constant removal of sand is not only changing the shape of the river through coastal and riverbank erosion, but saltwater intrusion is another major impact, causing the loss of ecosystems and the services they provide to the community. In an effort to conserve the river, an alternative livelihood program was offered to a community of artisan sand miners and their wives. The men chose to farm fish and the women to make ladies' shoes. Little did anyone realize just how successful the sand mining wives would turn out to be. The Environmental Foundation Limited, based in Colombo, has worked in the Maha area for close to a decade trying to solve the sand mining challenge.
Every construction industry, they require sand. So in Sri Lanka, almost all the sand is supplied through river sand mining and inland mining closer to rivers. In 2004, Sri Lankan government banned mechanized mining. So since 2004, they can only do artisan mining, and these people are engaged in artisan mining, which is called traditional sand mining.
Artisan sand mining, which really means doing everything by hand, is still permitted in certain areas of the Maha. It's a difficult and dangerous job, but sand mining pays well, and for many it's the only work they can find. To retrieve 1 cubic meter of sand, a sand miner has to dive 150 times, between 6 to 12 meters. On average, they make from $10 to $20 per day.
Here in this project, we have an integrated approach towards environmental conservation. We are trying to support these communities to shift them away from sand and clay mining, because we want them to engage in alternative livelihoods so that the riverine and coastal environment will be conserved.
Sudat Rohita is a former sand miner. He and his co-workers were offered training in alternative livelihoods, and they chose to focus on fish farming in cages.
මගේ පවුලේ ඉන්නවා දරුවෝ තුන්දෙනෙකුයි භාර්යාවයි අපි කට්ටියම ඉතින් මේව කරලා තමයි ජීවත් වෙන්නට එයා කරන්නේ. එයා මේ පා කියන්නේ නැහැ, හොඳයි කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. මාළු හැදීම අපි මේ තාම අත්දැකීම් ලබා යනවා.
Unfortunately, their fish farms have not done so well, as recently storms destroyed the cages and they had to start the business over from scratch. Sudat's wife Nimalka and other women from the sand mining community were also offered the opportunity to engage in an alternative livelihood. The women chose to go into the business of manufacturing ladies' shoes. The first thing they did, as is customary in Sri Lanka, was consult an astrologer, who came up with the name for the business, Situlia, meaning lucky ladies.
Ayubowan, mage nama Kanti.
Ayubowan, mage nama Melanie.
Ayubowan, mage nama Dushanti.
Ayubowan, mage nama Damika.
Ayubowan, mage nama Mari. Ayubowan, mage nama Daya.
The next thing they did was register the business as a legal society.
අප සිතන දේවල් අපිට කරගන්න ලැබෙනවා. අපි දැන් යම් කිසි දෙයක් සිතුවොත් අපිට මේ දේ කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා නමේ ආර්ථයෙන් වගේ අපිට ඒ දේ ලැබෙනවා. සමිතිය හැදුවේ ගමේ කාන්තාවන් එකමුතු වෙන්න. එකමුතුකම. රැකියා ලැබෙනවා එකමුතු වුණාම ආධාර ගන්න පුළුවන් සමිතියකින් සමිතිය මාර්ගෙන් ගියාම රක්ෂාවල් දැන් ඒ වගේ ගන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ කාන්තාවන්ට ඒකෙන් ප්‍රයෝජනවත් සමිතියකින් ඒ නිසා තමයි.
Because of their perseverance and drive, the lucky ladies became very successful in building the business, receiving many shoe orders and generating a steady income.
ඒකට ඔයා ඉරිසියායිද කියලා අහනවා.
එහෙම ඉරිසියාවක් නෑ. අපිට තව මේකට ආධාර ලැබුණොතින් අපිටත් මේ තව ගොඩක් දුරට මේක කරාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. කාන්තාවන්ට ගොඩක් පුහුණුව ලැබෙනවනේ දැන්. මේ ඇවිල්ලා මෙයා කරන නිසා අපිටත් මේක තව ගොඩක් ආධාර ලැබුණොත් අපිට මීටත් වැඩිය අපිටත් කරා යන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා මේක.
Tamila Viratunga of the Environmental Foundation Limited is also happy with how the program turned out.
Earlier, women were not earning anything. They didn't have that bargaining power with their husband or with the society. So they have a better position in the family, as well as now they are trained to do financial management within the family circle. So they are more empowered now.
And the Maha river ecosystem is environmentally better off too. Though there is still need for enforcement of laws to further halt illegal sand mining activities. If the river is left alone for the next few years, there is a good chance that the ecosystem could naturally regenerate to where it was over a decade ago.